This video provides a brief introduction to the new virtual machine compatibility model for vSphere 5.1 and the vSphere web client. We'll look at what virtual machine compatibility means for us, how it works, and ways to optimally manage it in the vSphere environment. We already know that, like all computers, virtual machines have a set of hardware features. In past releases, when we created a virtual machine, we selected a hardware version for it. With vSphere 5.1, instead of selecting a hardware version, we select its virtual machine compatibility level. This compatibility identifies the hardware features and capabilities of the virtual machine and associates it with a range of ESXi host versions. Each virtual machine compatibility level supports as many as 5 ESXi host versions, the initial release and the next 4 future vSphere releases. Upgrading a virtual machine's compatibility level is only required when the virtual machine needs to use a new feature or capability from a later release. Let's take a look at the Select Compatibility step in the new Virtual Machine wizard. With the creation task in progress, select the virtual machine compatibility from the drop-down menu. If your virtual machine is going to run in a cluster with ESXi hosts of different versions, you might select the ESX4X and later compatibility. This way, the virtual machine can run on several different host versions: ESX, ESXi 40, 41, and ESXi 50, 51. If you need a new feature that's only available with ESXi 51, and it's not important that you be able to move the virtual machine to an earlier host, like ESXi 40, you could instead select the ESXi 51 and later compatibility. If you're not sure about what new features you need, or what those features are, click the information icon next to the virtual machine compatibility selector and click the More Information link to view a list of features available for each compatibility version. Let's look at how to find the compatibility assigned to a virtual machine. Select the virtual machine and click the Summary tab. The compatibility is listed in the top pane. Now check the default virtual machine compatibility on a data center. Locate the data center in the vSphere web client inventory and right-click it. Then select Edit Default VM Compatibility. The current default is determined by the cluster settings and host version. You can set the default at the data center level by selecting any available option, depending on which hosts you want the virtual machine to be compatible with. See the vSphere documentation for instructions on checking and setting the default on hosts and clusters. One thing to note is that in vSphere 5.1, the new virtual machine compatibility nomenclature only applies to the vSphere web client. The vSphere client, along with the API and CLI, will continue to show virtual hardware. Running an older virtual machine on a more modern host has many benefits. First, you won't feel as much pressure to upgrade. Fewer upgrades means fewer virtual machine reboots, which results in less overall downtime. When you don't need to upgrade your virtual machines, you can also upgrade the vSphere infrastructure without disturbing the virtual machines. Now that you have a better understanding of virtual machine compatibility, you can make more informed decisions about how to select the compatibility for a new virtual machine and when to update the compatibility of existing virtual machines. To find out more about virtual machine compatibility, visit pubs.vmware.com.